Welcome back. Part 2, OG cards. I've got Fossil, some base set 2, some jungle cards. Once again, shout out to my homie Ricky who lended me this set. We're just going to go through, like I said, we'll point out all the prices and values of cards that are really really all the cards. We're going to give you values on what they would be if they were pristine to just simply ungraded, and you'll see them just like you did last video. I hope you dropped a like on that. It's from about 3 or 4 or 5 days ago, so definitely go ahead and check that out. We will have a part 3 and possibly a part 4. Unfortunately, these videos have a lot of information, and you just want to continue to take in all that stuff so that you can see if your cards are also worth grading themselves. Again, if you have any questions for me, or you'd like to be the next feature set in this continued series, do your cards have value? I'm not sure what we'll name it yet, but you know, I'm all for suggestions. So drop a like, drop some comments, let me know what you think. Let's get right into it and let's start looking at the quality of some cards. And I didn't really look at these last time in the first video, but these are also the OG coins. And I'm sure these are actually worth money to someone, somehow, somewhere. Look at that, Chansey and Pikachu. The 2 OGest of coins. I will just leave them in there. I really got nothing to do or say. And again, you'll see all the edits. I'm going to go through some different typings. I forgot rockets as well. Definitely some rocket product in there. Love the rocket cards. We're just going to go through, and if we can find some good stuff, we'll find some good stuff. I'll set aside the ones that I think are possibly worth grading. We'll look at everything one at a time. He's got a Jungle Gloom, Rocket Gloom, bunch of jungles. Okay, so put those down, and right away we'll put the light on this. I'll try to see if I can see any creases. I'm actually gonna, whoa, we're gonna get a little closer today. All right, this video will keep everything on the left side. I'm gonna try to put the light on the camera. I don't see anything wrong with this card off the rip. That's in good condition. And then we flip it around. Whiting here on the corner. Any creases? That's what I'm really looking for. A little bit more whiting at the bottom there. Not a big deal. Let's look at the first Jungle Gloom. You guys maybe can pick out what is wrong. Do you remember what we're looking for? Surface, corners, borders is part of the surface. There's some dirt right there. I can see it like in the corner. Obviously there's little white specks. Not too much with the light, but I can actually see that there's some grease on these. And unfortunately, I don't know if I can show it to the camera or not. There's a little cut right in the middle of the card, right there. See that little line right above my finger to the left on the white part of the bottom of the ball? That looks like somebody like pressed against it. That could be marked as a damage 6 automatically. The card looks like it's in great condition, except for that cut. He's actually got 4 of those. So I'll look at them real quick. We'll see what we can see. I don't really see too much for myself. These looks like solid cards. These glooms are very solid. Jungle's very cool too. Definitely one of my favorite OG sets. I mean, I'm all for the base. I think I liked Fossil back when I was young. This too. Look at this gloom. They're all just so quality. There is a way to figure out too if they are a 4th print or not, which you really only see with base set. You'll see it'll say at the very bottom, see how it says Game Freak 1999 Wizards of the Coast. If it was a base set and it didn't have like Jungle or base set 2 or whatever symbol there, it would literally say Wizards of the Coast 1999 to 2000, because they did a lot of base set printing, and fourth printing sets are actually worth more, believe it or not. Again, just whiting around the edge. I think all of these glooms are actually worth grading if we're gonna try and flip it. Ooh, I see something else. I'm going to grab these Machops out because there's so many Machops right here. We're going to do Machop and Machoke. Oh my gosh. Bad binder behavior. Look at how many cards are in this one slot. No. Luckily, they all came out. I'm going to sort them real quick. Oh my goodness. There's so many. And there's a Machoke in there too. So I may as well do all these at the same time. Base set Machop. Do we see anything bad? I personally do not. I'm going to look for the creases. Put the light right on the card like that. I'm looking for any creases I could possibly see. Borders look decent. Thicker at the bottom. Not bad. Remember I told you that a lot of those cards are actually going to be saved and in decent quality because they didn't get the mistreatment like the front or the back cards. See, you got wigged a little bit. And that was not the side. That would have been the other side that was pressed up against the other cards. Centering looks pretty decent. I'm going to do this a lot faster this time around because you guys know what I'm looking for. You guys know what I'm looking for. I want to see if there's anything you notice. If you notice anything at all that I don't. Wow. Wow. This looks clean. There's a tiny bit on the very bottom. You guys can see that little bit of whiting and that tiny bit there. This card is probably the most pristine card that I've seen so far. It could easily be a 9.5 or 10 if the edges are what get the like a half a point off. That could easily be a 10. But also remember, like, I'll miss stuff like that. They'll go into the microscope at the grading companies and they will look at stuff like this. They'll see the dirt that I don't see. See if that'll come off. No, it will not. And remember, do not scratch the card. Do not put your nail on a card trying to scratch it. Ah, a bunch of whiting on the right side. You can see all that. All that at the top. All that there. I can see that it's actually dirty down here at the bottom. There's some dirt specks right there at the bottom. These borders are a little thicker on the right side, but just barely to the naked eye. Again, whiting at the top left corners right here. Bottom left, there's a little damage. The centering on these Machops, though, is really, really good. I don't know much about it either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not too familiar with what cards are like easier to grade, which ones are like super bad with damage, and what the progress report. See, I can see those crimps at the top. You see how that like the card is like just a little damaged right there at the top. I don't think that would define as a scratch or a bend at all. Let's see, here we go. Down the bottom, those are not bad. A little bit of whiting on that left side of the back. Not bad though, not bad though. The Machops are looking really good. Oh, look at all that dirt at the top. Oh my goodness. Ah! What is that? Ah! Oh, and look at that. Oh, and look at that. Alright, well. I'm just gonna, yeah, no. Put that under there. You don't even need to. You go over there. You have been exiled right away at the top. I can see right here. A little bend. See if we can see any creases. Use the light. So I'm using the light. So I'm looking at it from one angle to see if I see anything. But then I'm also showing you on camera. And the reason that is because I want you guys to actually see it. I don't see a single crease. That damage at the top, though, you can see. It's like someone like nicked the card a little bit. There's actually a little die. I'm not sure if that's... Okay, no, it's supposed to be like that. It looked lighter at the bottom, right where it says 1995, 98, 96 Nintendo Creatures Game Freak, blah, blah, blah. It looked like that die was like leaked a little bit. I'm not sure about the errors on Machops and Machamps and all these Machokes that I'm going to show you. No Machamps yet. I believe he has one, though. We will show you the Machamp in a moment, actually, since we're doing this set. Oh, I see this one right off the rip. Can you see it? See that scratch right there? Somebody scratched them, unless it's a hair. It's not. It's a scratch. Automatic damage 6, and then look at the dirt. It's probably like a 3. Still clean aside from that top right corner, though. That's incredible. That's incredible. Aside from that big old scratch on the card, looks like there's a little bend right there too, actually on the side. Ouch. Yeah, that card went real quick. Up all the whiting on the back. Right side, bottom, all across the bottom border. This side, another scratch right there. Nope. 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 All right, what do we got here? Uh-oh. I think I see something. No, it looks pretty clean. Hold on. Bottom left. Little whiting on the side here. Anything else? See if I can find any crap or creases. What do we got? That might be it. That might be a 9. I don't know. That might be an 8.5. I don't know how exactly or who or what if we do decide or he decides to grade his cards, what he would use or how he would go about it necessarily. But some companies offer 9.5 gradings, 8.5, 7.5s, whatever. There's a little damage at the top. I can see that right there. A little bit of whiting you can see at the top of this card too. It looks like a little damage on the side here. Let's see if there's any creases. Doesn't really look like it. Looks pretty good. Oh, then the bottom. Look at all that whiting. Base set 2. Those are all. That's why I took forever. It's all base set, right? All right, let me show you some base set 2. Now this one does have the 99 to 2000 on the bottom, but it has the marker right there. They would have no symbol if they were the 4th print of any base set. No symbol at all. And it would say 1999 to 2000 Wizards of the Coast. I can see a little damage at the top right automatically. I'm going to turn this over and there's probably some damage on the back. I could tell that already. Doesn't look too bad. Borders are way thicker, way off center. You can see how thick these two borders are versus the top and the left side, especially this left side. What do we got here? It looks like there might be something right there. You guys can kind of see. I don't see it in plain eyesight, but ooh, again, I'm noticing a lot of base set 2. Thick borders. Thick, super thick. I don't know if they're really worth grading or not, but I could see it on this one already too. Right side's thinner. See if there's any creases. Crease. We don't want a crease. We just want the card to slip through my fingers for some money, no grease. That was a terrible rhyme. I apologize. I'm better. What do we got? Anything? Doesn't look like much. That's pretty pristine. There's a tiny speck of white on that bottom right corner. But I saw that's a good jump right there. It's a good jump. Okay. Hold on. Oh, right at the top. Look at it. See how you can see the fray? Like somebody took a little chipper to it. See how it's all close? You can see that? That's damage. It's like a frayed knot. There is no I'm gonna call them blanket squeezing. There's no blanket squeezing. It's like when you pinch cloth and it makes that little rounded side right at the end. You know how you can never get your clothes to sit down properly like a crease? There's none of that on the side. There's a tiny bit of damage right here at the bottom left corner. Just a tiny bit. And of course the borders are still off center. So centering for that card, but this card might be a 9. The only Rocket Machop that he had in the binder. And I'm just doing this by slot. If they're mixed in with other cards somewhere. Now, unfortunately, I do see something right there. Right in the middle of the light. It's right there. That looks like some kind of like sticky spot or something. Some kind of dirt spot on the card. Which sucks. Because this is like a really beautiful card. Oh, look at the bottom white. Whitening at the bottom right. And a tiny speck right there. Machoke. Base set cards. Machoke. Let's see what we got here. Now again, you notice how the borders right away are really good. No blanket squishing at the bottom. This actually does look a tiny bit off center. There's a bit of whitening here on the left side. You can see that as I move the card. You just see that little change in light. I don't see no dirt specks or anything like that. Looks pretty decent. Looks pretty decent. A little bit of damage. There's dirt. I can see that. You can't really see it on the camera. I'm looking through the camera and I'm looking below the camera. But there's a tiny bit of dirt, like something sticky, unfortunately, on this. Yeah, like that. Any blanket squishing? It doesn't look like it. What do we got? Whiting. A little bit of whiting. Not bad. Don't see any major damage. Looks like the left side is tiny, tiny whitening here. Is that blanket squishing? A little bit of whiting here. There's dirt on the card too. Whiting on the back, but I can see from about here to above the Pokemon that there's actually dirt. It's dirty. Right there, right where the light's going. And it's something, again, you will not see. You can see how it's white. You can actually see it right there. It's like that sticky substance I showed you that was in the binder. It's crazy how, like, oh, it's ridiculous. Like, those subtle of things, and you won't think it's even there. And then, bang, like, you get like a 4 for your card because there's crap all over it. That's microscopic, but that they see when they open it up to grade. When they throw it underneath that microscope. So that's why I'm totally not confident. Like, things that you think are 9s and 10s and whatever, 7s, 6s. This one, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Can you see it? I don't know if you guys saw it, but you can see it better without the light right there. Look at all them scratches. Scratches, there's dirt up there. Look at all the whiteness on the right side of it. All the stuff on the bottom. Oh my gosh. That one is what I would call not the throwaway pile, the not worth grading. It's not worth putting your money into something you're going to spend $25 to make $2 on it. Frankly, it's not worth the time. Now, if you're a card shop, you don't look at it like that. I get it. Sometimes these YouTubers and these streamers, they flip every single pack for 50 cents a piece, $1 a piece, you know what I mean? But why are you going to pay shipping? Why are you going to pay $35 plus $11 shipping or $20 shipping just to have one card? You know what I mean? I mean, some people do that. I could see this is also sticky at the top. There's foreign substance. We are throwing the pitcher out of the game. There is something on the top of this card. And it's like there's a tiniest bit of blanket pinching. Right there. Right here. Oh, it's so small. So minuscule. I still want to sleeve it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. And the only reason I'm not sleeving some of the other cards, you're going to look at them. And I don't know if he's going to look at them or not. Shout out to Rick again. But, you know what I mean? Oh, there's a dirt speck. Tiniest dirt speck right on the line. Let's see if we can see it with the, right there. Right above retreat cost to the left side. You see that little dirt speck right there? No, it's whack. Let me see if I can just push it off. Hey, it came off! Let's go! Love that. It's not on my hand, right? Boop. Alright, cool. Love that for us. Love that. Alrighty. Alrighty. Borders are thick. Right side, bottom. And again, this is regular base set with chokes. Now we have, looks like the same card, right? But it's base set 2. And these, of course, are not as valuable, but still have value, especially if they are graded as 9s or 10s. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to film for about 45 minutes. Oh, that looks good. Hold on, let me check. Oh, a little damage at the top. Little earwig. Little wig. Hold on. Be beautiful. Dude, looks really good. Ah, a little bit at the bottom there. A little bit in the corner. You can see that crease of the corner, how it just turns up. You can just, it looks like it turns up just the tiniest. That's a bit of whiting, really, but, and there's a tiny bit of dirt and whiting. Put it a little closer. Right there. If you can see that, drop a like. If you can see that little dirt spot right there, drop a like. I'll put it in there. That's a good job. See what we got here. A little bit of fray at the top, just a tiny little bit. Nothing crazy. Ooh, borders though, extremely thick. Tiniest white spot right here at the bottom left corner. Looks all center from left to right in general, but you could definitely tell the borders are thick. And again, base set 2, definitely having the borders is going to be crazy. I literally see thick borders, nothing serious, tiny bit of foreign substance on the bottom. I didn't even really check the front the way I should have. I'm sorry. Here we go. That looks good. Now the reason I'm going to open this up right now and show you a holo is because I also want to talk about the first edition Machamp, and it's always nice to see these. We'll get into it as always, but I want to talk specifically about this first edition Machamp. And the reason, oh, there's like 2 of them in there. Please do not be stuck together. Again, bad binder behavior. Oh, look at it. Oh, no.
Bad binder behavior.
No! Oh my gosh. This is one of the worst condition holos I have ever seen in my entire life. I wish I'd have seen this yesterday. This is a grand example of why you don't leave holos next to each other, let alone cards in general. Because you see how it leaks through not only the side. That told me that one of these cards rubbed up against or was dropped in water or played with a ton. But this stuff doesn't come from being played with. That comes from contact. I can also feel that this card is heavier. Oh, and this card looks beautiful. This card looks, oh my gosh, this card looks beautiful. Not only is the holographic pattern different, like you could look, oh my gosh, like let me just, you could see the holographic pattern right there, right? Now look at this one. two worlds of card. 2 worlds of card. I'd love for you guys to try and point out what you think is super wrong with that one, and then tell me if you think this one's worth anything. This sucks. This is a 0. This is automatically a 0. You see all that friggin' damage. Oh man. This sucks. This is a 0. This is automatically a 0. Not only do you see the holo showing through, I can tell you that this card was dropped in water at some point, and unfortunately the friction of whatever. I'm hoping that the back of this Machamp is not damaged, because this card was up against it, and obviously water will sit in a card or a substance like paper towel or whatever, and then it can seep through. So you see all the just self-explanatory, guys. Self-explanatory. You can see all that damage. There's a bend in it right here, this bottom left corner. See how it's basically like separating on the edge? It actually is thicker because the paper and the layers of it started to separate. Let's look at the back. Ugh. R.I.P. Machamp. R.I.P. I'm still gonna sleeve you because you're a holographic, but like, R.I.P. Machamp. That card ain't worth diddly squat. I wouldn't pay you $1 for that card. I would ask you to donate it, and that would be it. It would be, you mean, oh my goodness. I'm just putting that in the crap pile for the fact of. Now this bad boy here, this bad boy right here is a beautiful specimen. Now you're gonna see the price listed, and honestly, before it'll be right here. Hopefully, I remember to wait right here. This price shown, and normally you would say, hey, it's first edition, it looks really good, it should be a 10. It should be worth $800. That Hitmonchan from the last video is worth like $600. But I'm gonna bet that this card isn't even worth $100 before I release this video. This is my bet. I'm gonna say it's not worth $100, and the reason being is because the first edition Machamp came like a lot of the promos come. They were in theme decks, and there was a ton of these in population. This is one card I actually know a lot about, but I do love the fact. Uh-oh. I think I see a scratch. I do love the fact that it's in such good condition. The only problem is, I think, and you can't see it because the light reflects differently off of yeah, I can see a print line. I see a time there. I'm sorry that you guys can't see this. The outline of his body is super defined. Like if you look at it, you can literally see the lines. And unfortunately, just want to make sure there's a tiny little like mark throughout the hollow right there, right above where my nail is. Can you tell me if you guys can see that? See where that yellow ends and it like fades into the orange and the blue and the red right there? There is a tiny little mark right there. There is a literal straight parallel line this way coming out of like the top of his elbow. There's a scratch. It's a scratch. Oh, I wish you guys could see it. I'm looking. There's a scratch right there. That's unfortunately stuff that just make like it looks like such a pristine card, and then out of nowhere you're like 7, 4. What the? You feel like you got screwed, and it's because of things like that. You can't see it. Oh, it just sucks. There, you can kind of see the line right there, coming straight out of the elbow, dude. That's such a shame. And then I can see at the very, very bottom of the card is where I'm looking now. See how I just move it a little bit? And you see the hollow kind of sparkle through? That's basically what whiting would be equipped to for holographics. And even this, there's a little pillow blanket right here. Pillow pinching. Blanket pinching. Pillow pinching. Pause. Alright, moment of truth. Borders, no! She's thick, boy! Down the bottom. This side and down the bottom. First edition isn't really known for that. I don't know what this card's gonna get. I think it's worth grading, depending on what this price is. There's also a little tiny dirt speck. Let me see if I can clear that. That actually did come straight off. Beautiful. That's why I tried to make sure my mat was as clean as possible, because I want to put these cards down on anything. I don't see any substances or anything on them, except for maybe my sweat. Just kidding, I'm not sweating. I did that earlier. But that's a good joint. Say it with me. That's a good joint. What do we want? We want something different. We don't want I don't want to do like a whole bunch. I want to get into I'm definitely doing Magnemite. Definitely doing Magnemite, because I see a Gym Heroes card in there. Lieutenant Surge's Magnemite. Shoulder! See how my binder is doing this now? So that's doing this behavior where it's curling up like that.
Bad binder behavior.
It's literally like this and this. That should never happen, because all you're going to do is stress these cards out. Anybody who knows too, I'm still looking for a shiny Shelter on Pokemon Go. Oh my god. Alright, let's take a look at this Shelter real quick. I tried my best to get it out of there, so I already know that there's foreign substance on this card. One of my favorite Pokemon, one of the coolest shinies out there. This is a fossil set marked by the Bone Claw, who I always thought was like an Aerodactyl Claw, even though he's not a dinosaur. I mean, he's a dinosaur, but he's like a pterodactyl. Whiting right there. Card looks in decent shape, but honestly, I'm going to tell you, this card, it looks beautiful. But it's one more thing, like all my predictions could be extremely off just because of how old and all the moisture that's locked inside the binder and the cards. So they could easily all be like 4s and 5s. But am I confident in what I think they should be? Yes. Based on my eyeballing, yes. But is there more than likely substance on them or just moisture that's locked into the binder? Yes. And that also is a problem. It's an unpredictable thing that I can't control, nor obviously weigh or see. That is up to the professionals. So there's a tiny bit of damage here at the bottom. Let me see if I can show you that real quick. Where did my light go? There it is. You can see that bottom right is earwig. Automatically a 6 right there. I see the back. Thin borders, a little bit of whiting damage. Whiting up this side. Super thick from the left side in the top as opposed to the right side and the bottom as we have seen. I can also just see general wear and tear on this card. Another regular base set Magnemite. What do you got? Oh my god, look at that crease right there. Ouch. Ouch. Damage 6 automatically. Little another wig at the top right corner. Borders. White at the top. Off center, left to right. Thick old borders. Thick! She thick! Base set 2 though. Now, wouldn't it be ironic if this border was straight? No damage. Be no damage. This was also in the middle. That's why I'm hoping for no damage on this one. I don't see nothing that looks like any kind of crimping or nothing. That looks pretty decent. Ah, the borders, of course. Left side's thin. Top side's a little thicker. Do I see any damage? Tiny little nick at the bottom left, right there. Right there. You can see it's just like slowly starting to... I don't know if it's moisture or what, but you can just tell it's just a little bit of whitening. We'll put that in a good pile though. And I chose this pile in this Pokemon because Lieutenant Surge's Magnemite. This is Gym Heroes. I don't remember which year this specifically came out. It still says Wizards of the Coast 95, 96, 98, and then Game Freak 99 and 2000. But each Gym Heroes card, and I believe this is Gym Heroes, not the other Gym Leaders, whatever it was. I can't remember right now. I'm sorry. But these were some really, really dope cards. Comment your favorite Gym Leader from the original games below. Let me know which gym you had the hardest time with defeating. Were you a red or blue version? And which gym was the hardest for you to complete? Or which gym did you love the most? Either or, let me know. Let me know. That looks actually pretty decent quality. I'm not gonna lie to you. Ah, the borders. Right off the rip, look. Look at how thick bottom and the left side are thick. And then the right side. That card looks pristine. If it wasn't for the borders, I might be willing to bet that it'd be at least a 9. All right, one of my favorites. Gastly. We got, let's start with this boy. Oh my gosh. What is that? What is that? What is that? Who did this to you, Gastly? I'm sorry. R.I.P., brother. Oh, look at this dirt. Somebody just left you dirty and creased. Dirty and creased. This is rude. Just rude. No value. No thank you. Not even worth it. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of dirt here on the left side. There's also a warp in it. You can barely see how it's not straight. There's a little bit of warp to the left side. Whiting right here, right all along the right side. And again, thick! Base set 2 though. Same thing. I can already see the warp in it. And it's stiff. Like the card is stiff. So I know that warp comes from how it was sitting. And again, that's exactly from the bottom of the binder when I folded it over. You know, they say ring binders aren't good for you either. They pinch the cards when you turn them over. Alright, I want to do one more and then a hollow. Let's do Horsea and Seadra. Oh, we'll go backwards because Seadra's just messed up. That just sucks. That just sucks. Well, I'll start with the back, and this is how I knew. Look at the very top. You could literally see like divots that look like they literally look like whatever on castles. Like I forget what they're called. The tops of walls. Someone comment that below because I can't remember. I could see that there's foreign substance on the bottom of this. Looks like smudge and dirt and all kinds of crap. There's dirt right here. It's like a smudge of some kind. There's a little crease right there. That sucks. Fossil too. Prices are on. There's a crease right there. Oh my gosh. Look at that crease. That sucks. And then Horsey again. Both Horseys. Fossils. From Fossil. And again, whenever I say Fossil base set, your symbols are right there for what's what. What do we have here? It looks decent. The only problem that I've seen so far is the fact that it has that same Ghastly bend in it. Same type of bend that Ghastly had. It's not straight, see? Bends aren't always so bad, though. Creases are way worse than bends, or curves, shall we say. And curves happen more in hollows that are not stored properly. Do not store your holographic or Pokemon cards in extreme heat or extreme cold rooms. They want to be moderately tempered and continuously tempered. Whiting here, whiting here, whiting here, whiting here, and the curve. I don't know. I don't know about Horsey. Horsey feels like he's got moisture. So, like you can feel the card too. Like I can feel that it's heavier than normal cards are. And just for that sake, it just simply means, and I mean, it's by the slightest, but you can literally feel it. And it feels waterlogged to me. You ever heard the difference between a baseball that's waterlogged and a regular baseball? Then you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a little smudge right here on the left side. What do we got, baby? What do we got? A little bit of whiting here at the top. Nothing crazy. Again, shout out to Ricky for just donating these for content, just so I could take a look and do this series real quick. And again, if you guys have any of these you want to see, there's whiting here, here, and at the bottom. And obviously sheet thick on this side. But, you know, if you guys want me to take a look at your cards and your set, and even use them to, I don't know, I think it's kind of bent, so I don't put that in there. And you guys want to see your cards displayed on my YouTube channel, just comment below and I will get with you as I can. Obviously, I do 4 or 5 other things with the rap and the sports and all that other stuff. So just be mindful, be very, very mindful that my schedule is busy just for content creation, let alone working or helping out my family, anything like that. But I'm not going to show you anything except this top right side. We're going to look at 2 holographics specifically. One of which is one of my favorites of all times, and just one of my favorite Pokemon in general, and that is Clefairy. Right here. Oh, Clefairy's loose too. I'm loving that. There's no strain to Clefairy. Oh, look at it. I believe Clefairy is in base set. Oh, no, I see it already. Clefairy, it does exist in the base set and is not the most valuable, but unfortunately there's scratches right away. Right away. You can see a scratch right here. See that? Just above the middle of the tail, right in the middle of the tail going this way, parallel to the border. And I can actually see several different scratches. There's one that goes right behind the tail and the wings. Clefairy actually has wings. Clefairy! And unfortunately, there's also smudge marks. There's dirt on it right here, above it. There is dirt on it right below his foot right here. There's some kind of smudge right there. You can see it right there. See how it changes color around it? It looks like it might be a swirl, but it's actually dirt, a smudge. It's something. It's something foreign. And that sucks, because this card came out of the binder very cleanly. So I had high hopes for it when it released and it didn't get stuck. But there's like at least 4, 5, 6, 7 scratches. Like tiny scratches. And then, oh, there's one from the ear. Let's see if I can show it to you. You can see there's one right there. Goes up and down diagonally right there. And then, you can't see it. Oh, there it is. See how it goes from the ear all the way down to the yellow border? And then, of course, that dirty, dirty corner. Ugh. There's a print line. Or that might be just another scratch, too. That sucks. I don't know. I have no idea if this would be a 6 or not. It looks decent. Borders actually look pretty good. It's funny because top, right, and bottom borders look decent. And then this left border looks a little thinner. So I'm a little upset about that because they all of the like the exact same thing except for, well, now look at the top. The top and the bottom are the same. But the right one's not the same as the left. It's weird. It's weird. If I'm wrong, comment. Let me know what you think. Do the borders even look bad or not? All right, let's look at the rest of the card because I immediately was just concentrating on the hollow. I don't want to see any bends. I don't want to see nothing in there. No pillow pinching. I'm sorry, blanket pinching. I can say pillow pinching. Oh, man. Tiny bit of white. There's a little white spot right there. Hopefully it's dirt. No, it's not dirt. It's a little whiting. Right on the corner. There's also a scratch on the back of the card. It's right here. Let's see if I can show. Oh, you guys could see that actually just there. See it? Oh, it's so small. It's so small. That's like a print line. That might be print lines, but it's definitely scratch. Oh, you know, it is a print line. It runs all the way up the card. You can just barely see it. There is a print line going straight up and down from here to here. Up and down the card. That sucks. There's a tiny bit of whiting there. I would still grade this card. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know how much a 6 is worth. I will post the damage. Here go the prices again one more time. But this is with the damage price as well. I would still grade this. It's a base set 2. As indicated right there. One of my favorite Pokemon. Just as far as like enjoyment of the Pokemon. And then there's one more that I want to talk about and show you guys. Hopefully he comes out. Yes. This one is going to take a minute, and the only reason is because this is one of the most famous holographics. It's not very expensive compared to like first edition Charizard and a whole bunch of other cards that everybody has. You're also going to see that the back is different right off the rip. If you guys have ever seen this background before, you already know what this card is. If you ever attended the very first Pokemon movie, you know what this card is. If you collect Pokemon cards ever in your life, you should know what this card is. It is the Ancient Mew promotional holographic card, and it is one of the coolest cards ever to exist in Pokemon history. Absolutely magnificent artwork. This thing shines like a diamond. Shout to Rihanna. It is magnificent in all its splendor and glory. And unfortunately, it is a little messed up. There is a tiny little scratch and print line. You can see as I'm moving that light back and forth. Right under this artwork. So there's the picture, the box frame of the Mew. And then there's that other line that runs right here. That yellowish. And you can see a print line right there. Running straight across the card. Straight across. And unfortunately, there's also a scratch right there. Tiny little scratch. Let's see if I can. There's a foreign substance on the card. Top right here. This looks like dirt and time and wear. There's a little bit of whiting. There's also there's a tiny little scratch up in this top left corner as well. There's just tiny little things. Like if I looked at this right now, I was like, somebody was like, yeah, it's definitely at least a 9. Bare eye, like just, hey, look at this. Hey, look. Hey, look, guys. Look at this Mew. 9, easy. What it's probably going to be is a 5. I don't know what the actual back looks like, but off the top of my head, this wear and tear, it looks like the ink is a little worn on this card. There's also that little mark right there, I can't tell if that's like a smudge, dirt, or it's like that blanket pinching I was talking about. There's another one right there, right where my light is, right in the middle, on the blue line. It's not a lot of whiting. The borders look good on the front. I haven't really looked on the back. There's a tiny little wig right there. Look at that corner. That sucks. Oh, I was hoping. That's just damage from binder storage. That's all. That's why I tell everybody you should sleeve your cards and then put them in. You want to buy binders that are at least 4x4 or 4x3 or even 3x3, but like big binders. And you also want them to be split. No 3-ring binders. I don't care if you want to store your like New Age stuff. Like I have all my hollows and reverse hollows from the New Age that I actually put into certain charity boxes and give away and stuff. It's one thing for me to keep them in the 3-ring because they're never going to be worth what these holographics and these reverses are going to be worth. Maybe in 50 years, but no time in my lifetime. Here's the prices for this card again. Check them out. I don't know what this is going to be. It's probably a 6 just because of all the scratches and all the wear and tear. But this is absolutely a magnificent card and one of my favorite cards of all time. And I think it's one of y'all's too. I hope you enjoyed today's content and today's video. These are the really cool ones. And we definitely got a nice little chunk of stuff that I think is possibly going to get graded. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you got any cards you want me to check out for yourself or for the channel. And if I can do that for you, just comment below. Make sure you drop a like. Thanks for stopping by. God bless. Have a good night. Be the light.